Φίλες και φίλοι στην Κύπρο και το εξωτερικό, καλό σας απόγευμα. Μαζί και σήμερα για να γνωρίσουμε την πολυσχηδή δράση και δραστηριότητα των Κυπρίων όπου γης. Πρωταγωνιστές εδώ οι Κύπροι της Διασποράς, η δική τους καθημερινότητα, ο αγώνας αποκατάστασης σε μια άλλη χώρα, οι επιτυχίες, οι διακρίσεις τους, η καθημερινότητα τους, η σχέση αγάπης που έχουν με τον τόπο μας. Μας απασχολούν όμως και θέματα που έχουν να κάνουν με τον πνευματικό και πολιτιστικό πλούτο της πατρίδας μας, δράσεις πολιτισμού, κουλτούρας, ιστορίας, παράδοσης, λαογραφίας σε μια ημικατεχόμενη πατρίδα, καθώς συναντάμε και επίσης συμπολίτες μας που δημιουργούν με ευαισθησία για το κοινό καλό. Η δόκτωρ Sophia Serghi είναι διεθνώς γνωστή ως συνθέτρια και πιανίστρια της ορχιστρικής και μουσικής δωματίου και λυρικής σκηνής, και τα μουσικά της έργα, που είναι πολλά, έχουν ερμηνευθεί στο Carnegie Hall και σε άλλες διεθνώς γνωστές αίθουσες μουσικής της Αμερικής και της Ευρώπης. Από το 1998, μετά την αποφοίτηση της από το Πανεπιστήμιο Κολούμπια της Νέας Υόρκης, η Sophia Serghi είναι διορισμένη ως καθηγήτρια μουσικής στο Πανεπιστήμιο William and Mary στη Βιργινία των Ηνωμένων Πολιτειών. Έχει γράψει μουσική για χορό, εμπνευσμένη από τις θεωρίες του αστροφυσικού καθηγητή Στέφεν Χόκιν, βασισμένη στις προσωπικές της επαφές μαζί του. Η Σοφία έχει επίσης ιδρύσει και συνδιευθύνει μαζί με την Argyro Toumazou το Max Multi-Arts Crossings Limited στην Κύπρο, ενός οργανισμού που προωθεί τον πολυκοινοτικό διάλογο και την επαναπροσέγγιση μέσω της μουσικής και του αθλητισμού. Στη σειρά ντοκιμαντέρ δικής της παραγωγής με τίτλο Music on the Move, μουσική εν κινήσει, επικεντρώνεται στους μετανάστες μουσικούς της Ανατολικής Μεσογείου και το πλούσιο μουσικό μοσαϊκό τους, που έχει τέτοια ακούσματα που ξεπερνούν τα σύνορα και τις όποιες εθνικές, θρησκευτικές και πολιτικές συγκρούσεις. Πριν από λίγο καιρό είχαμε την τιμή να την υποδεχθούμε στο ΡΙΚ μαζί με την Argyro Toumazou και τον πρώην κινηματογραφιστή του National Geographic, Lawrence Cumbo.
My name is Sophia Serghi. I was born in Cyprus and I've lived in the United States for the last 30 years, where I am a professor of music at the College of William and Mary. I'm a pianist, a composer. I travel the world performing my music with orchestras and ensembles and in major concert halls. And I've had a shift in my approach to music, actually, in wanting to know more about unknown musicians, discovering talent in street corners, in squares, in all over the world, and making sure that the world finds out about their own journey as musicians, and bringing light, putting a spotlight to their lives. These wonderful people that are sitting next to me are my partners in crime, essentially. And this is a wonderful initiative, and we can't wait to tell you about it. I'll pass the mic to my friend Argyro.
I am Argyro Toumazou. I'm Cypriot and I live in Cyprus, of course. I have been involved in the bicommunal activities in the visual arts sector mostly, and been organizing many programs and exhibitions, etc. And we met up with Sophia in 2011. For the creating Max together as an organization for music and other cultural activities, and we started then.
Our organization, Max, is working with Lawrence on a fabulous project. So, Lawrence, would you mind telling us a bit
Thank you. My name is Lawrence Cumbo. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, in the United States, and I've been here for just about a week, and I have been impressed by everything from the incredible community, culture, arts, and I'm really blessed to be here because I'm a professional storyteller. So what I do is make documentaries, and I make documentaries for National Geographic, Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, and this is really special because this is music, which is dear to my heart, as well as refugees and people, rather than lions, tigers, and bears. So I really am enjoying my time here, and I feel honored to be on this beautiful island.
So then I thought, well, why don't I do something in my home country? So I met with Argyro, who is a huge activist on the island, and Achilleas Dimitriadis, also the lawyer, and we decided to establish Max, Multi-Arts Crossings, and our acronym is MAX. Which basically the mission of Max is to promote multi-communal events, primarily music and sports. Our hope is to eventually organize a regatta, a sailing regatta around Cyprus, but we have to wait until our politicians figure out a way for us to do that. In the meantime, we do music events, and Argyro will tell you about our first event, actually.
Well, we did the Max Basking Musicians Walk. We organized musicians downtown Nicosia on both sides, and Sophia was going around and we were interviewing them. We produced a documentary as well. The lovely part of this lasted one whole day, but also the weekend was also ours. This created a nice little incident. A nice friend of ours, Andonis, who's a musician of Monsieur Doumani, you probably all know him. He was busking just where the barricade is for crossing into the north. And we had a policeman came and sort of wanted to arrest him. So I kind of intervened and said, look, you arrest me or you charge me, but leave the musicians alone. They are entitled to play on the street. We had informed the municipality. In any case, there was a whole thing created, but it came to our advantage because we, with Achilles, with the help of Achilles, we went to the head of police, and then the law that the police had, at least, and was following, that was restricting street musicians from playing, it was annulled. So all the street musicians were very happy to have this, come to all of them. So that was a very nice outcome of the whole thing. And we created a documentary together with Sophia. Come on. So you can
Right. So basically, if you walk down Lidra Street right now, or even on the Lokmaji on the other side, and you see street musicians, remember that Max made that possible.
And many musicians, friends, they said, is this you who did this? You said, yes, but it's for you. I said, thank you very much.
Excellent.
So it was good.
So the second initiative actually was to bring music to people's living rooms, and we called that the Max Sofa series. So as we're sitting in a sofa right now, basically we called people that had sofas in their living room and said, and a piano or other instruments, and said, are you willing to open your living rooms up, invite your friends, and we will make sure to bring musicians to your living room and entertain you.
The idea, we're chasing the story. You have an idea for a documentary or a story, and you get here, and suddenly you meet someone else, or you find someone on the street, and magic happens. And so what we've been doing is speaking and meeting with refugees from all over the area, Syrian refugees, Armenian refugees, certainly those that have been affected by the Cyprus problem, as it's referred to. And I was immediately drawn to the idea, and I sort of follow Sophia. She's our guide. With her knowledge of music, she brings us from place to place, and I'm simply there trying to chronicle everything that we see and hear. And that's the magic of making a documentary, is from minute to minute, you don't know what's going to happen. And that's been our experience so far, is just magic and incredible music, incredible people. So that's sort of the beginning, the genesis of this idea.
But honestly, it's been an amazing journey. I won't tell you all the secrets. You're going to have to watch the documentary. But the stories and the lives that we have discovered are unbelievable, not to mention the high caliber of talent, musical talent, right? Well, I mean, you meet different personalities. They come from different sort of ideologies of life. And politically and aesthetically, and of course, intuitively you try to follow what their story and what they'd like to say.
Well, there's a lot of variables involved with making a documentary, and so we chose, and one of the variables actually is too many people, too many members of your crew, and so we made a choice, which is more difficult working conditions, to go very light, strip everything down, so that it's really just myself and Sophia that are going to visit these musicians and visit these different villages and cities. And that has helped in many ways because it keeps it very intimate. We're getting many revealing details of people's lives that I believe as a filmmaker, that if you have sound men and lights, it's very intimidating. So we try to keep it very scaled down, and the result is actually quite fascinating. It's remarkable, some of the stories, and many exclusives. I mean, it's been incredibly rewarding because everywhere you turn, people have a story to tell. But when you mix it with their love and their passion, and not just the instrument they play, but their voices, because we're talking to some people who have remarkable talent. You know, talent. I've traveled the world many times. I've been blessed to visit so many places. I have never experienced so much talent per square kilometer as I have in this place. And, you know, everywhere you turn. And so with regard to the musicians, they're giving us a gift because they're allowing us into their homes and their lives. And they're doing something that is, for many, very difficult when you put a camera in their face and they sing with no background, no music, no band, or no orchestra. And they're revealing things about their personal lives that are very intimate, maybe things they've only shared with their family. But Sophia's done such a great job of asking the questions and paying attention and really listening to their stories. And when you do that, they're willing to tell you more and more about their lives. Would you say?
Absolutely. And actually, one of the things that most all of them complained about or would like to see more of is venues, meaning concert halls and or clubs that will host them, to perform their music. My argument to all of them is, but you have a venue in every street corner in your cities, you know, just get out on the street. You can share your music with the public. You have an audience. They're waiting for you. So our goal, and certainly my personal goal, is to try to get these musicians on the street and share what their music and their talent, you know, with the world through online documentaries, but at the same time with their local friends. So every street corner is a venue.
I was just talking about the challenges. On the one hand, we're an island where we have a lot of refugees. We are refugees, but we also host a lot of refugees from all around the area. Now, people, they don't travel on their own. They travel with the full personality and their music. So we find, although there are difficulties, the one thing that is not difficult is to find musicians. For some reason or other, that's why Lawrence is saying, we have a lot of musicians, and we also have a lot of musicians from other countries that they're living here, they're passing from here, and they create, like, I don't want to have to go into it, but from the Armenians, the Syrians, everyone. Yeah? So that's a very good part of it. And then, of course, we have all the stories.
For me, this was a personal journey, and I'm glad that Lawrence and Max is making this possible, actually, because I wanted to come back to my roots. I've traveled all over the world as well. I've performed in the greatest concert halls in the world, but I wanted to come back to basics and go back to my roots and discover, you know, the raw, pure talent that exists here as an inspiration for me as well, so that it's a springboard for whatever music I create down the line. That being said, we're starting from Cyprus, but we're hoping that we're going to be traveling all over the world, discovering musicians and telling their stories.
Cyprus is a perfect location to find so many people from all over the world. I've been surprised at how maybe small physically this place is, but how big culturally, and from it really the human condition is so present here. I find that, you know, music is a way of communicating and sharing. And Max is a perfect example of bringing people together so that they can facilitate in maybe a documentary that we're trying to make, so that it brings, it shines a spotlight on Cyprus to the rest of the world. And that's the power of filmmaking, right, and storytelling is, today, we have the possibility of telling these stories and sharing them with the world, even if we would just put it on the internet. We have a plan of distribution, and we have several different films or short films that we'll put out. And so ultimately, the first thing that you'll see is a documentary short series of profiles, beautiful vignettes of all the musicians that we've come across, and that will ultimately culminate into a large feature film that will get a theatrical release as well as a broadcast internationally. So that's our hope. And with the help of others, it can all become possible. And like I said, you know, Cyprus is a beacon for hope. And it's a beacon for change. It's a beacon for culture. And I don't think we could have found a better place to start this, because this is just the beginning. Our hope is to go on and tell the stories of musicians all over the world.